I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on the Spotlight Network, we're diving into a heartwarming world of adventure and friendship with stories of Bobby Bunny and his woodland friends. It's written by a terrific author. His name is Gordon M. Culley Sr. This is a delightful children's book that brings young readers into a charming forest where Bobby Bunny and his friends learn valuable life lessons about teamwork, acceptance, and kindness. Whether you're a parent looking for an engaging bedtime story or a lover of classic storytelling, this book is a must-read. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Studio of Books for helping us put him in the spotlight today, and we ask viewers like you to support authors like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his wonderful book. The links are below this interview. And be sure to download the Spotlight Network TV app streaming on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. Gordon, great to see you here today. Welcome to Spotlight.
Thank you, Logan. Thank you for having me.
It's my
great to be here.
pleasure. It's great to have you on the show. Bobby Bunny and his Woodland Friends is a wonderful classic children's story. Tell us how you came up with the idea for it.
Well, it happened on one winter day, early winter day, late winter day. I saw a cardinal looking down at a bunny rabbit, and it just kind of sparked off with that, wondering what are they talking about, and is he asking the bunny where some food is at? And I knew the cardinal ate red berries, and it just all started off from that. Are they talking about where some food was at? And I started writing it out, and that's where it all started. And one thing led to another, then Ginger and Bobby, and then other stories came after that.
Wonderful, wonderful. Tell me a little bit about your writing career. Have you written more than this one book?
This was the start of my career of writing, but I love to tell stories. I told stories to my two boys when they were younger. When I was coming across the country from Washington to Massachusetts, sitting around the campfire, you know how two young boys are all amped up from the day of riding in a car, and they don't want to lay down and go to sleep. So I started making up a story to get them to think about something imaginative. And I started telling them a story. And when they laid down, they could just close their eyes thinking about that story. And that's how it all came about. And that's how it came about. And I just love to sit down and tell an imaginative story to young children to get their minds to get off everyday problems that they may be getting into.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you traveled from Washington State to
Yes, I did.
Massachusetts? And was that
Yes.
like a cross-country trip or was that a move? Tell us about
Yeah,
that.
a full move from Seattle straight across 3,300 miles to Boston. My ex-wife went to medical school in University of Washington, and she did her medical training, her anesthesia residency at Mass General Hospital,
Mhm.
and then she went on and practiced at Brigham and Women's Hospital, and things that we're still friends.
That's great.
And I met my lovely wife of 20 years after that, and she's been my best inspiration to write, and she's my constant support. And you had a chance to listen to her, and she's
Yeah.
really my biggest supporter right now of to write and do whatever it is to further my career.
That's
here.
great. You need somebody in your corner. You need a cheerleader. You need somebody there to talk to and to spur you on when things get tough and when you need a little inspiration. So that's great. I'm glad to hear you've got that wonderful supportive relationship. So this book has been brewing for a couple of decades now, because that
It
cross-country
is. It
trip was
is.
20 years ago or more.
Yeah, it is. And it is also a book that I see and I watch the news, and there's so much negativity, Logan, out there. And I wonder how children are dealing with this. And I want the children to see a way to help each other. That that's what it is. That if there's a problem, that they can reach out to whoever they need, whether it's uh, like in Bobby Bunny, they
Mhm.
can come to Bobby, and whether it's a fox or a bird or whatever, hey, I need help.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, come on. Let's work together. We can help find that problem.
Yeah.
And in the bottom, in the end, they become friends, lifelong friends. And and so whatever it is, they can have a they can find a solution.
Yeah.
And if somebody is in help, let's go see Bobby. He knows he has the answers to everything. So
Exactly.
that's how it is. And in book number two, that's how it all plays out. And everybody goes, "Oh, get Bobby. He knows the answers. He'll figure this out." So that's how it is.
Yeah.
And that's what I'd like to see children be able to uh, be more acceptance of each other, and and have a good imagination for themselves.
Yeah.
And that's children have forgotten to have an imagination.
Exactly. Yeah, children are too busy scrolling on this or an iPad
Uh,
or something like that. And I think it really does dull your brain a little bit. I mean, I think everything you can dream of is on your phone. Why create anything, you know?
yeah, when I go to the restaurant, first thing I see is kids going, "Huh? What do you want, Mom?"
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, I mean, the new child's play toy, new babysitter is an iPad, and it might keep the kid quiet, but maybe keeping the kid quiet isn't exactly what you need to do. Maybe the child needs to be verbal, be expressive, and be him or herself, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The form of communication is gone.
Yeah,
Yet
exactly.
you can't, if you can't type it or text it, they don't want to use it.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, Bobby Bunny is a terrific story. It's a series of stories, actually. So give us an overview of the book and how many books are in the series so far.
Um, Bobby Bunny is just the beginning of the series. Um, it's it it's just bringing in just a few of the characters I have, um, for helping other characters find themselves and finding different situations, new homes, food, and whatever.
Hmm.
Um, I'm just getting ready to launch book number two with two very lengthy stories. Um, uh, with finding two animals, um, and another using another bigger animal to help them get to another find food source. And they're always looking to find and use other um, uh, what can I say,
Resources and so forth.
other other animals to uh, help them you find the uh, solution to the problems that they're having.
Mm.
And in the second story, um, one animal becomes injured, and they don't know what to do to find the problem. And he looks, one of the animals in there looks up and he says, Charlie, go find Bobby. He knows what to do.
Yeah.
So exactly the point is go find Bobby. He
Mm.
knows what to do. And Bobby comes and starts the whole process. And that injured animal goes, when Bobby gets there, he goes, you're the Bobby Bunny that the whole forest is talking about.
Mm.
So he is building a name throughout the forest that
Mhm.
if you're injured or need something, needs care or have a problem, you can come see Bobby.
Yeah.
Um, but as in your second, your final question is, I have many books, many
Mhm.
stories ready to be written.
Mhm.
Um, they're all written in folders. I just have to take that folder down, open it up, and start illustrating,
Yeah.
um, and just see where that goes. And after they're illustrated, I sit down at my computer. Uh, Actually, I have three of them.
Mhm.
My Zoom wouldn't work until I got one to finally work. So uh, I just sit down and have fun illustrating. My wife is in the office right behind me.
Mhm.
She can hear when she's not busy. She can hear me talking as I'm illustrating.
Yeah.
But I have quite a few. The stories are yet to grow and become bigger and better. Um, and I think the children and young, older children are really going to be more engaged and they're going to want more. And they're going to be excited for the next book.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Have you envisioned these stories as a series on TV or a series of films or anything?
Um, no, nobody has ever come to me for that,
Hmm.
but um, I just see it as somebody, people, mothers buying this for their children to read and to read to their children at night to go to bed.
Hmm.
And for them to parents to sit there and go, wow, maybe oh God, maybe I need to start thinking about this
Hmm.
and having them start small and making change and to be more acceptance
Hmm.
in the world and start small and maybe start seeing some change on their end too.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I think the work is out there now. So if anybody in Hollywood were listening, this would be a great series of stories to craft into a TV show. It's been a long time since Winnie the Pooh or something like that. And this is good, wholesome entertainment with wonderful values for children as well, which is what I like about the book. Um, who's your target audience? What's the age range do you envision enjoying this book?
Pardon me, I didn't hear you,
What's
sir.
the age range? How old should the
Um,
children be to enjoy this book?
well, from anywhere from uh, one to I'd say five.
Hmm.
My 2-year-old granddaughter, she just turned two.
Yeah.
She would my son would say, "Well, go get you a book and I'll read it to you." And she will go through all of her lists of books and she'll find Bobby
Mm.
Bunny and she'll pull it out and she'll toddle over and sit down next to him and say, and she'll open it up and she'll say, "Read it, Daddy." And he'll say, "This book, yes." And she loves the book. And that's her favorite book because of all the characters and everything. And she names the characters. She just loves the way the book goes. Um, it's just, I don't know, it's just uh, the way the characters work and intertwine with each other. Um, uh, I don't
He
know,
just
Logan.
enjoys that aspect
It's
of
just
it, huh?
become very, very magical in my mind. And um, last night, my wife, well, looking on the internet, found a squirrel and a bird, and
Mm.
the bird was looking at the squirrel like, "I'm hungry," and he raised a piece of bread up and started eating it, and the bird jumped on it, the bread, and was picking at it while the bird was eating it.
Mm.
And then I was sitting there thinking, going, great mark for part of a story
Yeah.
that the bird was helping that bird get some food. So uh, birds work together, animals work together, and that's all part of the uh, my part of the books and stories. And I'm hoping that it transcends into um, adults and our lives, that we all can work together. We can put that hatred away and say, "Hey, I'm here if you need me. Give me a call.
Mm.
Knock on my door."
Yeah.
Not be afraid to answer the door if somebody knocks on a door, like back in the 60s and 70s, where when somebody knocks on the door, you walk over and open the door. Not afraid to open the door.
Mm.
And that's what
Yeah.
be kind.
Yeah. Absolutely. Great values, great lessons, great morals for young people indeed. Let me ask you this. I think it's intriguing that you not only write the stories, but you illustrate them as well. Tell us about how you illustrate the books.
Well, just I start off and with meadows, I start drawing the meadows in, and it's just I close my eyes and I open them and I go, well, I just let my pencils flow. Then I start making plants. I make my trees, and I've had people say, "I've never seen those trees," and I went, "Have you ever crawled inside my head?" But it's just pure imagination, Logan.
Yeah.
It's just um, that's all it is, and just all imagination and thinking. And what would make that animal feel happy and feel relaxed, that
Mm.
he can just crawl up in that meadow and get something to eat, and where he can just curl up and get in the sunshine and crawl up next to a big, huge rock and go to sleep and
Mm.
not feel uh, endangered about for himself. And that's what I'm trying to show, that it's happy and the
Yeah.
colors are happy and there's lots of flowers and uh, bushes and plants that if they come along, there's food for them to eat,
Mm.
and those plants are going to regrow. That there's berries to eat off the bushes and off the growing in the grasses,
Mm.
uh, strawberries and huckleberries and stuff like that. That's
Wonderful.
what my thing is.
Well, that's great that you're able to take that vision and put it down on paper. Do you actually use acrylics or watercolors or computer
I
animation?
use
Yeah.
regular pencils, and so I make a mistake. I have several big erasers. I can erase it, remove it, and if I make a major mistake, I rip out my that piece, throw it in I put it right through the shredder,
Hmm.
and start all over
Start all
again.
over again. Okay, so in a digital age, you're still analog, which was what makes your stories and your books pretty
Yes,
unique. I think it makes the artwork much, much more real. And I think you do a great job with it, no doubt. Also, in addition to Baby Bunny, or Bobby Bunny, I should say, there's a red cardinal in the book. Tell us about the red cardinal.
Charlie's the one. Like I say, he's the catalyst of all, and he's the guy that um, Bobby uh, befriended at the very beginning.
Mhm.
And he's the guy that was looking down, asking for food. Do you know where, do you know where these red berries are? And Charlie says, yes, I do. The next meadow over. Come on,
Mhm.
jump on my back. And I'll just take you there. And he jumps on Bobby's back, and Bobby says, "Oh, your claws feel thick on my back." And Charlie says, "Oh, your fur feels nice and soft." And they away they go, and they hop through all the grass, and the grass is tall, and all of a sudden they arrive, and he looks out, and he goes, "Wow, there's so many berries there," and he flies off and he eats, and there's even a little pond there for him to drink, and uh, the way they make friends and they fly back home. Bobby crawls back into his little den of his, and Charlie can fly. He gets in and sits in the old snag where he found him, and uh, he knows where food's at from that point on,
Mhm.
and then Charlie comes back, and in his next book, uh, uh, in book two, he comes back in quite for a another part of the series, as he uh, has to go find Bobby to help this next character that is injured.
Hmm.
So characters keep coming back to help other characters in need. So
Exactly. And then children are learning lessons about friendship and teamwork because of those
yes, they all
stories,
have
right?
everybody's working together to um, always find and solve the problems, and and then they build lifelong friends with that problems,
Mm.
and they rely on each other to help each other, and they uh, if you build friendship while uh, finding that problem, you will um, always have that friend to call up and ask, or you can ask that friend that helped you, hey, I need the help.
Mm.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's not he owes you. It's a symbiotic relationship from that point on. So that's what the books are about. And then if that other person sees that another animal uh, in need, he's
Mhm.
willing to jump out and help that person or that animal or bird. Uh, just jump out and help. It's always paying forward and to give back.
Yeah. So children are learning about selflessness and they're learning about self-sacrifice as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what uh, I'd really like to give that to them, and maybe give that to this generation moving forward.
Mm.
Um, uh, I know my parents taught that, and we were taught that back in as we were all growing up back in the 60s, and
Yeah.
we give back, help out,
Yeah.
and that's I don't know. That's really I started writing about that, and a lot of people who have purchased the book, they were like, "Oh God, we liked what the message is."
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah. That's
thank
great.
you.
Do you remember those magazines? They used to have them at doctor's offices when you were a kid and when I was a kid, highlights.
Yes, I do
And they
exactly.
had great lessons like that. They had Goofus and Gallant, like the right way to do things, the wrong way to do things, and
Yes, sir.
different animal creatures. So it's kind of reminiscent to that, of like good values being taught to children once again.
Yes, it is. But this isn't right way, wrong way. This is just having children, having the animals just work together to find the problem. So at the end of the day, they're all happy.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy. The problem is solved. That they just work the problems, um, whether it's small or ginormous or medium. They work to find the problem, and everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy. Even the ones that are helping, they just feel good and happy. And they go crawl back in their den or up in the top of the tree and sing and chirp, and they snuggle down for a nice sleep.
Wonderful. Well, they're great stories for children, no doubt. Your grandchildren or your grandchild is enjoying the book. Other children out there should be enjoying these books because they're wonderful. The name of the book we've been focusing on today is called Stories of Bobby Bunny and His Woodland Friends. It is a delightful children's storybook that brings young readers into a charming forest where Bobby Bunny and his friends learn valuable life lessons about teamwork, acceptance, and kindness. Whether you're a parent looking for an engaging bedtime story or a lover of classic children's stories, this book is a must-read. Gordon, thank you so much for joining me here today on Spotlight.
Thank you very much, Logan, for having me.
It's my pleasure. Great having you on the show. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.